The Arrma Granite Grom is an awesome little truck, but is it worth your $130? In this video, we're gonna figure that out. This is a 1/18 scale brushed monster truck by Arrma. It's a complete clean sheet design, and it has a lot of really awesome things going for it, but it's also got some drawbacks and it's got some really stiff competition. One question I've gotten a lot about this truck and trucks that are similar to it is, what is this thing even good for? Well, let me show you. This is a great place to have a little car like this. You've got limited space and you can bash this and nobody cares. Let's do some bashing. One thing to be aware of is this little car really does not like pine needles. So if you're in a pine needle heavy place, you're going to be cleaning it out a lot. All right, so as you can see, in this truck's natural habitat, it is a lot of fun and it's really versatile for those small bashing areas where you probably just couldn't get away with bashing a bigger truck. Let's talk about some details on this truck. First thing I want to talk about is this clipless body system. Now, it has its advantages and its disadvantages. It's nice because you don't have to deal with clips, but the design of it is a little bit frustrating. First of all, it has these push buttons here, and those push buttons can be difficult to access. If you try and push them both at the same time, it can be difficult to lift the body off. Pushing one of them, lifting the body corner off, pushing the other, makes it easier to take it off, but putting it back on can be equally frustrating. We've got this little funnel here for the tab, and the front tab is fairly easy to put on, but it's also fairly easy to get misaligned and not put on properly. I've put this body on probably 50 times now, and I still get it wrong about half the time. Once you get that front tab in place properly, pushing these back posts into their holes can also be difficult, especially if there's dirt in there. Just pushing straight down does work, but I like to push those tabs in, kind of give it a little bit of help, and it does work. And once it's on there, it does stay on there, and it is really nice to not have to deal with those body posts. Now, let's dig into the design of this truck. I've got a brushless system on here now, but as you can see here, it originally came with a brushed system, which a lot of people have been disappointed in. That brush system's only good for about 19 miles an hour on hard surface, and that is fairly slow, but if you haven't experienced one of these small cars, 19 miles an hour is sufficient, and the power from that brush system is also sufficient. That being said, a lot of people are going to want to switch to brushless, and if you're going to do that, you're going to find that the ESC is also the mount for the servo, so you're going to need to swap that out. Unfortunately, for some reason, currently that adapter is not available on Horizon's website. However, there are 3D printed options available now, including one you can buy on eBay. Not sure how good they are, but they are available. Working on this car is exceptionally easy, especially compared to a lot of the other little cars. Basically, you've got two sizes of screws throughout the entire car. All of the screws are large with nice big heads on them, and taking any specific part of the car apart is very easy. If you want to get to anything in the middle, take out 9 screws, this central brace comes out, everything in the middle is exposed. If you want to deal with a differential or any of the suspension components, you just take off one of these bumpers, take off the cover for the differential, and everything is exposed. Very, very nice. Another really nice part about this is this battery tray. A lot of the other smaller cars are pretty limited in what kind of batteries they can take. Arrma has done a great job of making this battery tray very large, very accessible, and very easy to fit pretty much whatever battery you want in there, which I think is really, really nice and a great attention to detail. Speaking of attention to detail, they've made this car very durable, and so far I haven't broken anything on it, but I also haven't tried to break anything on it. So why don't we go ahead and do that now with a durability test. All right, guys, we finally managed to break this thing after many packs of bashing and one pack of really trying. Something finally broke. we're gonna take this apart and figure out what it is. But before we do that, make sure you get subscribed. Coming up in the future, we've got carbon fiber, making parts with lasers, and whatever this freakish thing is, you're not gonna wanna miss it. Make sure you get subscribed to the channel. So what did we break? Unsurprisingly, it appears to be the rear differential. Let's take it out and take a closer look. All right, unsurprisingly, the ring and pinion look just fine. Let's dig deeper. Stub shaft looks all right. All right, let's see what she looks like inside. Now, surprisingly, these internal gears look okay too. I think the problem is with this other output cup. There we go, guys. We sheared the little ears off this output cup. So I was expecting these gears to break, but it looks like it's the output cup that's the weak link, at least in this testing. Let's get this back together, and I'm gonna give you my thoughts on this car. So what do I think about the Arrma Granite Grom? This is a cool little truck. It's really well designed for what it is. It handles well. It's a lot of fun, very versatile out of the box for a little truck. It's really easy to work on, and in general, I really like it. However, we need to talk about the elephant in the room, and that is the competition. This is a 16889 Pro through many different brands. I've had this thing a long time, had other versions of this as well. This is a similarly priced truck. It comes out of the box brushless, has better shocks, an all-metal drivetrain, and in general is just a better featured vehicle. That being said, there are some downsides to this type of truck. All the trucks like this that I've experienced at least are harder to work on. They have lower quality hardware. Parts can be a bit more difficult to find for them, and in general, they are just less refined out of the box. This, of course, is just one example. Hypergo makes a competitive model as well. There's the 14MT, which is actually quite a bit more money, so I'm not sure I would call that necessarily a competitor, but they are all larger, which is also a benefit. That being said, should you buy a Granite Grom? Well, if you want the easiest to work on vehicle that will probably have the best parts support and most likely the best upgrade path, this is the vehicle for you. If you want the best out-of-the-box value, something like a 16889 Pro or the Hypergo monster truck is probably going to be a better option. It's hard to go wrong with either option. This is a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun making this video, and I had a lot of fun making this video too.